Conlon, the president of NY1's Pro-Choice New York, and Brooklyn Assemblyman Hakeem Jeffries, who is campaigning for Bill Thompson. First of all, as it relates to tomorrow's debate, either of you going to be at the museum tomorrow night, or how are you going to? Will you be watching?
Yeah, I won't be present. I'll be watching the debate with supporters in Brooklyn.
Oh, debate watch party. Debate. How about yourself?
I'll be watching with supporters at Museo del Barrio.
Ah, okay. Well, fantastic. And I'll be in the middle of it.
There you go.
Debate. Kelly Conlon, how could, to flip it now, how could you say that the mayor, as they will argue, is trustworthy when he flip-flopped, if you will, on term limits?
Again, I have to go back to the context, because we were in a serious financial situation. We're not out of it. The Assemblyman talks about unemployment rates. You know, we are in a serious financial situation right now, economy that's still shrinking, and we need the best person to lead us out of this. And Mike Bloomberg has clearly demonstrated his fiscal abilities. He put over $3 billion aside to pay down debt during the good times so that the city wouldn't be as badly off as other cities. You look at other cities and states, they've dropped employees. We have not yet.
You know, the notion that Michael Bloomberg wants a third term because he feels that he's the only person that can help steer New York through this economic crisis, you know, is manufactured, unfortunately. You know, he was running for president, that failed, and he needed something to do. He didn't want to go back to his private yacht. He didn't want to go back to his private jet. And so Michael Bloomberg decided that he needed to come up with a reason to do what he said was disgraceful and legislatively repeal term limits. Now let's think about this economic argument. He is the person who presided over the recession, the collapse of Wall Street. All of his friends on Wall Street. He didn't adequately prepare us for that challenge. He should have seen it coming, given his so-called expertise, but he didn't. Now, you mentioned something that was interesting about parking tickets, and I think the fact that the Bloomberg campaign is so dismissive of the pain that everyday New Yorkers feel from these 10 million parking tickets that have been issued every year. Dominic, $600 million collected on the backs of working families and middle-class New Yorkers, hard-working New Yorkers, on top of the 98% increase in water rates, rent skyrocketing out of control, 50% increase in MTA fares. Bloomberg just doesn't get it about the pain that working families and middle-class New Yorkers have been experiencing.
People should just be allowed to park wherever they want to?
No, they shouldn't be allowed to park wherever they want to, but the fact that you made a deliberate philosophical decision consistent with, you know, sort of supply-side Republican economic theory, that you're going to balance the budget on the backs of working families while at the same time refuse to support an increase in taxation on the wealthy, on his friends on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, that's just an inappropriate approach with respect to how you can equitably bring in revenue for the city of New York.
But Assemblyman, I mean, my point is that if you actually balance the two, crime going down by 30% during his tenure, and something like parking tickets, why would you spend so much time talking about parking tickets when the real issues facing middle-class New Yorkers is this city safe enough to raise our children in? Is it a place that we, as women, can come home at night and feel safe entering our homes? I'm not saying that parking tickets are irrelevant. I'm just saying that when you spend so much time focusing on them, that other things that are real for people in their lives become obscured.
Well, let's talk about what's real. You know, the foreclosure crisis that's sweeping across the central Brooklyn neighborhoods that I represent, as well as parts of Southeast Queens, other parts of the city of New York, that's real. And I haven't seen any significant public policy change that has been brought about by Mayor Bloomberg to deal with that problem, to deal with the fact that middle-class people are losing their homes, to deal with the fact that working families have been pushed out, being gentrified out of the city of New York. You know, middle-class families in 2006, 151,000 middle-class folks left the city of New York. That's because the city has become cost prohibitive. And I don't know about the Bloomberg campaign, but I don't want to live in a city just for the wealthy and the well-off.